One down. Just one. Several hundred more to go. It's a shame, my friends. It's not something that I normally would gloat over. You know, most of the time you're supposed to celebrate your wins. And in this case, with Kevin McCarthy as Speaker, being removed as Speaker, you know, it is actually a win. But it's not in a sense, because this shit should have never happened. And again, this should be a warning to the rest of the Republican caucus and even those in the Democrat Party who continue to keep spending this country into an oblivion. Look, the American people are level-headed. You can call them all the things you want to. You can call them idiots, morons, you know, a cesspool, you know, whatever words you like to use. You can do that all you want. Most Americans are never going to hear it. They're not going to, you know, engage in that because they think you're all assholes anyway. But how did we get to that point? How did we get to the point where the people that are the number one representation of America are despised and hated by majority of the people who know who they are? I'm not talking about the people who don't know who you are. I'm talking about the people who do know who you are. Meaning they know your name, they know what you voted for, they know exactly how you operate, and they've been trying to get you out of office forever, but for whatever reason, because the way the machine works, they have not been able to do so. That all is going to change. And you can see that it's going to change. Because McCarthy yesterday did not expect the result on the first round of voting to make him, or to give him his walking papers. And again, I don't hate Kevin McCarthy. I despise what he has become, and I think in retrospect, when he sits back and looks at what he did, he's going to feel pretty upset about this. Now, if he ever takes a job at CNN or MSNBC or one of those other networks, I'm sure he's going to be trashing on everybody just like Paul Ryan and the rest of them, as they do once they get out of Congress. But you see, here's the deal. And this is the point Matt was trying to make and several others on there, and why many Republicans voted to oust Speaker McCarthy. You can't lie. You can't keep pushing this nonsense down the road even further. The American people feel it every single day when they wake up. They feel it. It's not something you can avoid. It's not like, yeah, it's just a couple $100 here and there. No, they feel it every single time they exit their home to go buy something. Anytime a bill comes in, anytime something new comes up, there's always an additional charge. Why? Because everybody's sucking it. And you can pretend, and guys like Jamie Raskin, the wordsmith of bullshit, can sit up there and continue to keep playing these games. But the American people are catching on. Like I said, it's one thing to say something. It's another thing to do something. But when the saying and the doing are all combined and together, when people are actually feeling it, it shows up on their front doorstep, they're realizing the reality, excuse me, they're realizing the reality every single day. You can't avoid it anymore. It's stupid, it's silly, it's sickening, and it's really starting to piss me off because, again, I never had a stake in the outcome of this game for the longest time. And then all of a sudden, a guy like Donald Trump showed up on the scene, who I did not vote for in 2016. I've made that quite clear many, many times. But again, I did vote for him in 2020. And I did support him through his entire administration. Why? Because he did everything he said he was going to do. He, promises made, promises kept. That is the problem with Congress. All Matt Gaetz was trying to do was get people to do an item by item, single subject spending bills. And for McCarthy to follow through on the promises he made back in January. You see, this is how deals work. When you shake the hand of another individual and say, hey, I'm with you, that's an agreement amongst men. There is no integrity in that place anymore. And America is the ones feeling the repercussions of all of the mistakes and bullshit you continue to keep doing. And yet you want more. You want us, and you call us the idiots and the morons. You keep putting the people in jail who are trying to defend the American people and trying to return the power to the American people. And the media continues to keep running the horseshit all day today since Speaker McCarthy was removed. They're working behind the scenes right now. Again, they didn't expect this. So they are now trying to figure out what the next narrative is going to be. How are we going to flip the script so that the American people make the Republicans look like they're weak and disorganized and try to see if we can get another push towards the Democrat Party? Your playbook is so predictable. You all are so predictable. Why? Because you're writing from the same script. The CIA writes your script for you, David Ignatius, or one of the people who work for him, because he's, not the guy writing all that shit, but they write your scripts. The Rachel Maddows and the Anderson Coopers, the big dogs get the script, and then they disseminate it amongst all their little minions, and then they report the news, telling the American people what the new bullshit story is. I can't wait. But like McCarthy said, bring it, right? So we brought it, and you lost. And now you're trying to figure out what to do next. And because you lost, and because you continue to keep playing these games and don't think the American people and the MAGA base are really serious and smart people, well, we're going to show you exactly how smart, how dedicated, and how involved and action-oriented we truly are. I've decided to double my efforts now that I know we are having a huge impact. And if everybody decided to double their efforts, or just get another 10% of the American people involved, it's over for you guys. I hope you know that. It is over. I can hear the fat lady already. I can hear her. She is a-singing, baby. She's a-singing. The Democrat Party is a party of Marxists. The Republican Party is worse because they're a party of traitors, a party of flip-floppers, bullshit artists, manipulators. I mean, you come up with any adjective you want to. And they're worse because we thought they were something and they pretended to be something they weren't. And that's why I said this is where it comes full circle. The Republican and Democrat parties don't exist anymore. It is only MAGA versus everyone else. And that does not mean you fall into one bucket or another. Most people don't. Majority of America live directly in the center. They live in the center. They don't live on the outskirts of the alt-right or the way of fringe right or the Marxist communist left. No, they don't. They live right in the center. And most of them, I believe, if you were to truly ask them, are fiscally conservative. Because that's how you have to run your household. You conserve your resources. You don't spend your entire checkbook. Because if you do, those are the people that are living out on the street. Those are the ones that are living, way beyond their means. And those are the ones that are going to be really, really struggling. So everybody knows that when shit is bad and shit gets tight and things, you hunker down. You conserve your resources. You save your money. You trim off all the unnecessary fat that you don't have to deal with right now or can't afford to deal with. And that's all we ask the American government to do, is to be fiscally responsible so that we can get back to a proper procedural and a return to responsible and proper governance. That's the word I was looking for. But you see, my friends, McCarthy and the rest of the people in Washington, D.C. are carbon copies of the same system. They are products of the same system. And once you start to pay just a little bit of attention, you're going to start to see the people that are representing you. And this goes to everybody in America right now. This isn't just MAGA. Like I said before, get the parties out of your mind. Democrat, Republican, throw them. Throw them in the fucking ocean, okay? They are useless terms. They mean nothing. What you have to realize, use words like conservatism, liberalism, progressivism, Marxism. That's basically a type of motion and a type of way of thinking. Okay, these people in particular, the ones that are in Washington, D.C. representing you right now, are moving towards a more socialistic, communistic, Marxist approach, which is more privileges, less rights. They are trimming the fat off the Constitution rather than trimming the fat off your budget. If you understand why these people are doing it and who they work for, you'll start to realize that majority of the people that Matt Gaetz is talking about, the ones that take this PAC money, PAC money, Political Action Committee money, They become beholden to those people. They have to pay back the responsibilities. Hey, Mr. Such and Such, if you want to get reelected again, guess what? You're going to do the things that I need you to do, because otherwise I ain't going to write that check for you for your campaign. And that is why it's so much more important to take the $25 and $30 checks from the local people in your community and use those in a better way, rather than taking this ridiculous business up your ass control puppet approach to politics. You want to know why shit never gets done? You want to know why people like McCarthy exist and much of the other people in Congress just like him? Get rid of the lobby, PAC, and special interests, and I will show you a brave new world. I will show you a Congress that actually functions. I will show you an election system that isn't bought, rigged, or manipulated. The reasons why this continues to go down, my friends, is because the power of the purse. As long as you keep funding these agencies and institutions and the people that they owe all these favors to, the money is going to continue to keep pouring in to support those ass clowns. It's not by accident. Ronna and the Republican National Committee had put money into opposing candidates who were leading in certain states to try to install their puppet over the MAGA representation. You can see the game at play, my friends. You are smarter than this. They continue to keep manipulating you and playing you as a fool. You just showed them the other day with McCarthy the influence and the attitude that you have. I suggest everyone double down, grab a friend, get some more people involved. If we can increase this by 10 to 15%, it's unstoppable. It's not going to stop. America is going to win. And we're going to destroy this whole deep state in a very, very short period of time. You have to get control of the purse. You have to start becoming fiscally responsible. They expect you and I to do it in our household, yet they don't expect anything from these leaders. These leaders have no intentions of supporting you. They think you're a moron. They call you a moron behind the scenes. They do not care, because they know at the end of this, every decision they make isn't going to affect them, it's going to affect you. You're the puppet. You're the piece of garbage at the bottom. It's up to you to show them exactly what you're made of and to tell them, fuck you. We're coming. We are coming. All right, folks, stay strong, stay smart, and stay involved. You are the reason the world is changing. You are the reason this country is changing. Maybe this just might be our new Independence Day, but we have to fight for it. This country is worth fighting for, and I hope to see you on the battlefield with me. Talk to you soon. Take care.